วัสดีค่ะเชฟพลอย Today we will make the Thai style bouillon hai that we can either eat as snack or eat with rice. Okay, in here we call it hoi tod. Hoi tod means fried seashell, but in this case we use the mussel. I use a little bit big size mussel, but you can use the smaller ones, it's okay. There is also another version. You can also feel free if you want to try to use the oyster for this recipe, and it will call that one hoi nang rom tod, but this one hoi tod means the mussel fried with the flour. I will teach you in 3 parts today. The first part is to make the sauce. The second part is to prepare the flour, and then the last one we will fry it together everything. Okay, let's begin with the sauce. The sauce actually is very simple. We will need to use the ready sauce. This is the normal chili sauce. This is the Thai style chili sauce that we use to dip with the fried chickens. You can directly buy it from the supermarket, these two. But if you want to make this one by yourself, I also used to teach in the recipe of the gyeo khai katha, which is the quail egg in the wonton. You can find the recipe in that video. So we can just mix these two together to make the sauce for this hoi tod. Okay, chili sauce, Thai sweet chili sauce for fried chicken, and basically just mix it together. No need to put on stove or anything, just mix like this. And yeah, ready? This is the sauce. Okay, later I will serve in here. Okay, here we have our hoi tod sauce. Now we will prepare the flour for frying. We have to use 4 types of flour, and then white pepper, salt, and water. What are the 4 types of flour? This is called arrowroot flour, and this is rice flour, tapioca flour, and corn flour or maizena. Okay, if you cannot find the arrowroot flour, you can replace with the tapioca flour. Okay, so just replace the same composition. The texture will be quite similar, but if you can have the arrowroot flour, it will be more chewy, the texture of our flour when we fried it. To prepare is pretty simple. Put everything in a mixing bowl, all the flour, okay, and then salt, pepper, white pepper. If you use black pepper, the taste will be too strong, and also the color will not be nice. Okay, we already mix all the dry things. We mix well first with the mixer. Mix it when it's still dry, so that it's already mixed everything together, all the ingredients. Then when it's already mixed, add water, so it's easier that you can be sure that everything already well mixed. This one is just to make it melt. Then we will mix until everything melt as one. And then after we finish mixing, we will have to leave it overnight. Actually, I call it marinate it. We're gonna marinate this one overnight because so that the mixture will blend well together and have some fermentation, not fermentation, but like it will in the end makes our flour more fluffy when we fried it. But if you don't have that much time to leave overnight, at least minimum 1 hour. Okay, this is important to make our mixture when we fried it become the correct texture. If we directly use it now, it may not be chewy enough and not fluffy when we bite it. Okay, now it's ready, but not yet. We would need to strain it first. Strain it to make sure that the big parts of like particles will not how to say, will not be in here. We want only like pure liquid of the flour, and also to make it more like have air coming in between each other. Okay, so this is ready. You can wrap it and put in the fridge to marinate it overnight or minimum 1 hour. Okay, so I already prepared the one that already mixed for overnight. You can see that it's a little bit separate the layer because we leave it for a long time, but it's okay. When we use it, we have to mix it first. Okay, so this one is like really like become very creamy in the part that separate the layer before. This is the result when we mix it overnight. Okay, before you use it, make sure you always mix it well again first before use it in the pan. Okay, now we will go for frying. Okay, before we start to fry, make sure we have all the ingredients ready. We have the mixture of the flour, the mussels, or if you want to change to oyster, you can feel free to do so, the bean sprout, the coriander chopped and mixed with the spring onion that is chopped. Okay, and then cooking oil and the egg. Okay, I show you that we have to mix the egg first. So actually you can mix it after, but to be easy, I show you now. Break the egg in here. Just break it, but no need to mix it until become one color. So make it can still see the transparent with the yolk like that. Okay. Now let's start to cook. Turn on the pan. Pour in the oil. Wait until it's hot. Okay, you can check whether the oil is ready by dropping some egg inside. This is I think. Okay, to start, before putting the flour in, mix first well so that it not separate the layer. This is up to you how many you like it, but I want to use 1.5 of this big spoon. Okay, we can start adding in the mussel, just as many as you like. I have a big piece, so I will put it in nicely, or you can just spread it around, up to you. Okay. A bit more in here, maybe one more in here. You can take your time, because we want to make sure that the under is cooked and have a good color, which is take some time. Now you can add the egg inside, so that it's when it's the oil, I mean when the flour is still like white, not cooked in the top layer like this, you add the egg inside, it will still absorb it together and will mix as one texture. Okay, now see, you can flip to see the color a bit. It already looks cooked, but still not yet good color, because we only want to flip one time only, so we need to make sure that the under have the color that we like. Okay, starting to have the color. The egg is not yet cooked, it's fine, because we will flip. Now we're gonna add the bean sprout. Okay, and then the shallot, no, I mean spring onion with coriander. I think it's gonna be ready. A bit burnt, but I like it because it's crispy. Yeah. Okay, now here we go. So the burnt part will give a crispy feeling, while this part is a bit soft, but it's fine. If you go to the street food, sometimes they use a lot of oil, so this part still looks very oily. Personally, I don't like it because I'm on diet, but if you like very oily, you can use more oil. Okay. Now the egg is cooked under. Let's serve. It looks empty, right? So we will top up with some of the coriander. To make it look beautiful, and some pepper. Can be either black or white, but I use black pepper because it looks more beautiful. Okay, and we serve with the sauce that we make. Cut. Voila! Here is our hoi tod. Personally, I think it's the buyung hai a la Thailand, and the texture looks crispy, but it needs to be a little bit soft in some part is the correct hoi thot Thai style. Eat with the sauce that we make. And for Thai, we only eat this as the meal without rice, but I believe in Indonesia people like to eat with rice, like the buyung hai with rice, so feel free to eat with rice. And I hope you enjoy eating. Bon appetit.